This is Carynn Miller from Eisenhower High School, coming to you pre-recorded on February 2nd, 2022. Microsoft is buying Call of Duty maker Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion in the biggest gaming industry deal in history, as global technology giants stake their claims to a virtual future. The deal comes at a time of weakness for Activision, maker of games such as Overwatch and Candy Crush. Before the deal was announced, its shares had slumped more than 37% since reaching a record high last year, hit by allegations of sexual harassment of employees and misconduct by several top managers. CEO Bobby Kotick, who said Microsoft approached him about a possible buyout, would continue as CEO of Activision following the deal, although he is expected to leave after it closes, a source familiar with the plan said. In a conference call with analysts, Microsoft boss Nadella did not directly refer to the scandal, but talked about the importance of culture in the company. It's critical for Activision Blizzard to drive forward on its renewed cultural commitments, he said, adding, "The success of this acquisition will depend on it." In other news, if the scientists at the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention had their way to curb the spread of COVID-19 right now, nearly every U.S. school would cancel football, wrestling, band, and loads of other mainstay school activities. In another piece of guidance, the CDC tells people who've recovered from COVID-19 that they can leave their homes after 5 days. And while they are out and about for the next 5 days, they should avoid being around more than 80% of the U.S. public. Dr. William Schaffner, an advisor to the CDC for 4 decades, said it's unlikely, unreasonable, and unrealistic to think Americans will follow either of the agency's suggestions. Such out-of-touch advice has been a hallmark for many CDC recommendations long before the pandemic began, and the agency needs to do better, said current and former health officials and physicians who have worked with the CDC on health guidance. Over the past few weeks, the agency has faced criticism for issuing guidance that was confusing or seemed counterintuitive. In this case, the criticism is different. The concern is that CDC staffers, while hardworking, smart, and well-intentioned, don't always consider whether Americans will, or even can, follow their advice. Part of the problem, Schaffner and others say, is that CDC scientists are sometimes stuck in a bubble. "You've got nerds, literally science nerds, who are writing these things," said Dr. Otis Brawley, who worked with the CDC on cancer guidance from 2007 to 2018. Brawley added, though, that the CDC is often in a tough spot. "I really feel for the people at the CDC," he said. "They're damned if they do, and they're damned if they don't." Stay tuned for more on this subject after a commercial from Charles Leonard Glitter. For only $12.14, you can have 16 ounces of crafty glitter. One of the best things about this product is that you don't have to only use it for arts and crafts. This is perfectly stated in a riveting 5-star review by Brian Spatz. So I wake up in the middle of the night in my 2-bedroom apartment. I find my roommate passed out face down on the wooden floor. I think nothing of it and go back to sleep. The next morning, I wake up to go to work and there is a homeless guy asleep on my couch. My roommate woke up, still drunk, and had made friends with a bum. And this is the second time he let a stranger off the street just stroll in and pass out. Great. You are probably thinking, what does this have to do with my arts and crafting? Well, I brought this product and proceeded to cover everything my roommate owns in glitter. Every t-shirt, every book, every pair of shoes, his bed, I covered his entire life in glitter. He will have glitter in every crevice of his existence until he dies. Did some track all over my apartment? Yes. Does the carpet look like a Care Bear farted all over it? Yes. Did he threaten to kill me? Sure. But will he ever let another stranger sleep on the couch? No. Will I ever have to worry about a random guy off the street murdering me in the night? No. All that security for just $12.44. Get it now while it lasts. And now, back to the CDC's out-of-touch guidelines. Throughout this entire pandemic, The CDC's guidelines on what us as Americans should do to keep safe from COVID-19 have been ever-changing and ever-problematic. As outlined in this story, some of the guidelines provided for schools was to stop almost all extracurricular activities that could potentially spread the virus. Some of these include football, music and drama, and wrestling. Because singing and shouting can easily spread the virus, the CDC is recommending that we stop all sports or clubs that encourage it. While I think steps should be taken to ensure minimal spread in these activities, they should continue as normal. Our mental health relies on these activities, and it's not realistic to expect any school district in the country to follow these guidelines. After a year and a half of online learning and the start of a school year that has been rocky at best, we just don't care anymore. This Omicron surge has everyone and their mother testing positive for the virus, and many officials have alluded to the fact that we are all going to get it. So what is the point of us following these guidelines? We're damned if we do, and we're damned if we don't. Thank you.